Okay, so this video was supposed to be out 3 days ago, but I wasn't feeling well for about a day and a half. And literally, it felt like I was literally on the dark side, and I've come back. But as many as you guys know, last week we ran a masterclass on clarity. And the one thing a lot of comments I saw was, Luke, I missed it. Luke, how can I get a replay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run that same class this Friday. So that's the first thing. This Friday, and there's going to be a link down below where you can join. It's going to be at the same time, and even if you were there at the last one, you might want to join again, because as you guys can remember that there's still, you can always go deeper to get a little bit more clarity. And the next thing was, like, I don't know what happened to me the last few days. Like, I was fine with a bunch of people, and the people I was around wasn't feeling well, but I was like, it's okay. But then like 2 or 3 days later, all of a sudden I just wasn't feeling well at all. Like, I had like a fever and just was out, like literally like the whole day 2 days ago slept, and then started to feel better. But in that moment, it made me really think of just like the most important thing that we have, like, is time. Like, it's time, that's it. Because if my time had been over and there's no more Luke, my brain just went to think like all this stuff that I wanted to do that I didn't, the stuff that I put off, not the stuff that I didn't, not the stuff that not the stuff that, like, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. It's not the stuff that requires more time to do, but the stuff that I had the time and I had the opportunity, but yet chose to put it off. Like, there was so many thoughts going through my mind of like, I'm usually this energetic guy, and here I am in bed for 20 hours, basically. I could have went around, and I still had some calls and stuff I did, but really my body just needed rest. And I remember just thinking, just like, time. Like, it was just time, if I had more time. And it's just a reminder to you all, like, when you get to that point, where maybe you're not able to do something, or a window closes on maybe your health or opportunity to do something, you don't want those regrets. Like, I promise you're not going to want them. Like, my thoughts just went to like, I should have started that other book that I had. Book number 5, actually. This book, I had it in my hands, like the outline was there, and I just decided to pass up on it. There were a bunch of videos that I wanted to record, and I just chose like, I'll do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow's going to be here, right? No idea that all of a sudden I'd be out and tomorrow nothing's happening except me resting. And then it made me think of like, well, time is important. Even the world shows that time is important. Because if you do something wrong, the first thing they do is take away people's time. They take away people's time. You go to jail, you serve time. Because it's the most valuable thing. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's something that someone out there, I'm talking to somebody here, there's something out there that you can do. You have the opportunity to. You probably have the money to. You might not be able to do it the way you want to. And you're still choosing not to do it because you still are under this illusion that you're going to be able to do it tomorrow or later. And take it from me, it's so interesting because I called my mom, and I was just like, yeah, Mom, I haven't, like, I just want to like ask her, I was like, Mom, I haven't eaten in like 2 days. Like, I feel like I could eat. Do you think I should? And then she's like, well, what's going on? And I said, well, yesterday in the night, I couldn't sleep really well. And then followed that next day, I had some calls, and I just slept the rest of the day. Like, I slept from like 9 a.m. until 7 a.m. Literally, I had 2 calls that I had to do, and that was it. And she's like, that's not my Luke. Isn't it funny how our parents always know, or people close to us, they always know, just by the sound of our voice, like, what's going on, honey? And it made me just think of just like I take things so deep, and I know that's my gift, and that is my curse. And I was just like, it was just like, yeah, it's not normal. Like, I should have had more time. And if I didn't have more time, there were these questions that went through my mind, like, what should I have done more? And I realized that these memories that we have are created like right now. Like the memories we have are being created in this moment, what we do today. And I went through this thoughts of like, well, I wish I had more time, but the time was available before. But yet a lot of that time I chose to do other things that weren't higher priority, that actually I have nothing to show for it. All the TV series I watched from season 0 to season 20. And I was just like, if I just had more time. And it made me realize that the time is always there. The time was always there. And it was how I chose to spend it. So there's a question or something that I could give in your mind is like, what are you choosing to spend your time doing? And if you found out that you had no more time, how would you feel about how you spent that time? How would you feel? Because I was just laying there and I was just like, I'm this healthy guy. Like I traveled the world during 2020, 2021, around people, nothing, I'm fine. But this was just like, oh my gosh, like this is not good. Because I can't do what I want. Not that I'm not going to make it out of this, but I'm like, I can't do what I want. I physically can't do it. I physically can't take this trip I want to do. I physically can't jump on a lot more of these calls than I would love to do. And it just made me think of how you're spending your time. And if you found out that you only had a little bit more time, how would you feel then? Because I realized that and by the way, I'm making this video, my brain is still, I still haven't eaten. This is day 3. I had a little small burger yesterday and that was it. So this is day 3. My head's still a little bit, I'm going to get some food and drink after this. I'm feeling so much better. But the thought of is just like, if you found out you didn't have any more time, what would you have wished you did more of? Or if you want to take it from the other direction, what would you have wished you did less of? Because that's the thing, a lot of people ask me questions, and there's a lot of young people who follow me, younger than me at least. And I'm just like, you guys have time. You have time. Like you can make mistakes and still have time. When you get older, it's a little bit different. You still have time, but when you're 20, people who are 20, 25, 30 writing me like, how should I take the leap? Like, why wouldn't you take it? Because when you're older, or maybe when you're not mobile, you're going to be looking back on that time. And how do you think you ever could regret giving everything, going for something that means so much to you? Whether it's traveling the world, whether it's meeting people, those were not the regrets that I had. Like I was laying there thinking like, just imagine if I was dying right now, what would the thoughts be? And it was like, I could have probably put out a video every day on every platform. I could have taken more people into my world to help out. I could have written one more book. I remember thinking like, I could have spent more time with my parents. I could have spent more time. I should have called more. And all these thoughts went through my mind. And it was actually really sad, but a moment that I realized like a lot of times you got to understand when you're going through an emotional time, there's things that you can bring up in your mind during an emotional time that you can't after the event. Like if you really think like you're going to die, like you can harness things. There's things that are released in your mind that will allow you to think in ways you never thought before. But if you wait an hour, like a day or a week or a month, it's not the same. So the harness was just like, it's just about that regret. And I don't think anyone here wants to be on the rocking chair wishing when we're older and we can't move, our knees don't work like they used to, and wishing that I would have done this if I knew I was going to lose my knees, if I knew I was going to, like me, I think if I knew I was going to lose my hair, like at 18, at 19 years old, like the cool hairstyles I would have done, like the things that I would have done. Like if I knew that I was going to be, like if I knew I was going to be this big as I am now, when I was little, I would have enjoyed all the things that I don't get to enjoy now. Like roller coasters, sitting in back of taxis, relaxed. Being able to sit in chairs where even, I'm going to show you guys My knees don't even fit under this right here. The little things that I would have just chose to enjoy a little bit more. So let this be a reminder, because I need to get something to eat and drink. Let this be a reminder to live for today as if there's no more time. That would be it. And if you found out today was the last day you'd be able to walk around, what would you do more of? What would you do less of? If you found out you weren't going to be able to walk around anymore, would you spend time sitting around as much as you do? So just little thoughts that I hope can maybe spark something in your mind to maybe make you think a little bit different. And with that being said, this is my first time in like 2 days out in the sun, just sitting here, and it feels amazing. Everything just feels so much better. Because it's weird, I lost my appetite. I can still drink tea and enjoy the fruits. The taste of the fruits made me feel better. The taste of my peppermint tea. But having the energy just gone was not a cool feeling. And really, you never know when it's the last of something or the last opportunity you have, maybe to travel, maybe to go somewhere. And as I told my friends a lot of times, it may not be because of you. You know, my friend was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm healthy, I've never been nothing. But what happens if someone close to you needs help? Now you have to go back to them and help them. How does that change then? And I don't think anyone would like those regrets. So this might be the one talk that I've given that I don't remember anything of what I said, because I need some food and I need to drink something, because it's been this is day number 3. So with that being said, I love you. I'm going to see you guys on Friday at 7. We're having the Clarity, our Clarity Masterclass, or I call them flash classes. You guys can sign up. I'm going to put a link in the description below. The plan was for me to make a Facebook group, for you guys to join the Facebook group so you all can get to talk and meet each other. And every masterclass I'm going to host every week will be in this Facebook group. But because how this week went, and basically there's a Facebook group, and before the Facebook group, before we go live, there was gonna be a VIP session where we get to do one-on-one, and that was gonna be like a $47 admission to the VIP, and then the general admission for the actual class itself is totally free for you all. But literally, since I just want to chill and I just want to rest, I feel great. And sometimes I've realized that that's when you should just rest the most. I'm going to just chill out. It's just going to be the same thing. The admission, it'll be VIP free for everybody. And the Facebook group probably won't be around till the next week. So you can sign up below, and I'll see you guys in class on Friday. And now I'm going to get something to drink, enjoy a little bit more of the sun. And I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And all of you guys who leave amazing comments. I wish I had my iPad so I could read the comments, but they really touch my heart. And we're going to talk about that a little bit on Friday, about the things that people say to you that really light you up. You know, when people say, wow, you're so tall, Luke, that doesn't light me up. I hear it 1,000 times a day. Oh, wow, you're a good looking guy. I hear that a lot too. So it doesn't really light me up. I'm appreciative for it. But hearing things like, I love the way you think. Thank you for changing our perspective. Thank you for, that's the things that light me up. And the things that light us up are usually things that are attached to things that are very close to us that maybe we haven't realized yet. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you being here. And I'm going to get some water. Actually going to get some coconuts. And I'll speak to you all in the next video. I love you. You can sign up in the description below. And yeah, you don't want to have regrets. Trust me. See you in the next video.